Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time I'm going over some stuff in MasterDuel, just like my reactions to it. I already did this on a live stream. I played the game for like 6 hours straight, but now that I had time to think about it more, I want to go ahead and put my input on the game. So first of all, going over going over the shop. There we go. The shop, like how you get packs and stuff. I think like the packs are set up really good. I'm gonna go over what I like and then what I don't like. I think the packs are set up insane. I also think that how you can get cards and how you can get like any card you want like relatively easy is extremely good compared to like how the old Yu-Gi-Oh games were, where you just couldn't do that, and it was like really hard to like build like a finished deck without spending a lot of time or a lot of money. So like as you see, I have like a virtual world deck, but now that I've gone over everything I like, which is how easy it is to get cards, let's go over everything I hate. So first of all, the fact that we're playing with Maxi and VFD, like this is just fake Yu-Gi-Oh. We're literally playing OCG format from like not 2 months ago, like 2 formats ago. Which why are we playing an old OCG format? Why wouldn't, like, if we were playing OCG, why wouldn't we be playing current OCG? Or like there's no Sword Soul on here. There's no Enforcer. The game is just months behind, so it's not actually practicing for real Yu-Gi-Oh. It's a fake ban list. Also, I guess another thing I like is I got a collector's rare like Pot of Desires. This thing is so spicy, but yeah. Now I guess like the ban list horrible. It just doesn't make sense. I mean that's a really easy fix on their part. Just like update the game, release more cards. I think that's pretty easy. Now going on to the next thing. And also, I'm not just like a person who's like hating on the game who like played one match and now I hate it. Like, you know, slight flex, but like I haven't lost a rated match yet. So like, you know, I've actually played the game. But there's a lot of really bad things about the game. The game is singles only. There's no matches, so it's just singles, which doesn't make sense because that's not real Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I said, you have to have a match to have real Yu-Gi-Oh. Otherwise, there's no side deck. The dice roll means a lot more in this. Like if I go first, I just summon VFD. That's a handshake. What is my opponent supposed to do? Even if they max C me, I'm just VFDing them. I don't care. You can have 20 cards. It doesn't matter if they don't do anything. They don't do anything. I just win. And like if you look at the field, like the graveyard and the banish piles are really bad. Actually, I think I have a replay saved. Pretty sure it's no. Okay, hold on. I think I have to go up here. Yeah, there we go. Not used to it 100% yet, but I just saved one of these replays, just that way I could like go over it when I was on stream. But yeah, this will load up in a second. Okay. Let me pause it. So this is what the field looks like. Let me skip ahead, I guess. Yeah, skip ahead. Like, look, does it look like I have a card in the graveyard or banished? No. To like see, I guess like they like shine up a little bit, but like you have to like go look. And like it's a struggle. There were multiple times on stream I forgot I used Pot of Desires, and I would like go ahead and like Lulu effect and not have a trap in deck. And it's because like to see if I activated Pot of Desires, I have to like click on a button when like in real life or on DB, you can just see that you have banished cards and you're like, oh, I probably Desires. So like now you have to pay so much more attention. You can also tell if your opponent has Max C in hand because like that's how the video games work. If you activate, like, let's say I start my turn, activate Xinguang, and my opponent has an opportunity to respond, and it gives them an opportunity to respond, they probably just have Max C, because that means they have a card that they can activate at that moment, which means, oh, now I need to play around Max C, which I did on stream. It's not just like, oh, that's not gonna happen, but like, I literally did that on stream. Like, I called it. I activated something, and my opponent had a chance to activate something in response. I was like, okay, cool, you have Max C. Like, now I just know to play around it, because that's, like, I didn't cheat, but, like, the game cheated for me. Like, thanks for the info. And I played around it, and I won. That guy was also really bad. I don't know, the replays are really bad. Like, what's in my opponent's hand? Like, now you have to VOD review with only your hand, which isn't horrible, but at the same time, like, it's probably just better to VOD review looking at the opponent's hand too. Because on something like DB, if you don't want to see the opponent's hand, you can just click see your own hand. It just feels like when it comes to gameplay, DB is just like miles ahead of this. Miles ahead. Which is ridiculous, because DB was made by some dude that posts videos of him petting chickens wearing Speedos on YouTube, and this is made by $1 billion company. So, like, how are they so far behind of what the player base actually wants? And it's just like, I get it, like, you gotta make the game for casuals and competitive, but I don't think a casual wants to not be able to see their graveyard. I think that's, like, a real thing. I think most casuals will, like, never use replays unless if they have, like, an insane, crazy, like, oh, I exodiated my opponent turn 1 or something like that, you know? But even then, why not be able to see the opponent's hand? It's kind of whack. It's really whack. Go ahead, I'll quit out of that. Also, I was told that you can see the opponent's entire deck list, which is true. Which is also not good, because you can't play spicy things on this game. Or, like, you know, you could play on DB and people can, like, pretty much find out your deck list. But they won't know the exact ratios. Where on here, it's like, oh, I played against you. Thanks. I know your whole deck now. I'll copy and paste that. I don't know. It's like there's some decent things in the game, but it's also just like, I don't know why the game is so far behind, and why, like, the gameplay itself just is horrible. Like, they did a really good job on the packs, and, like, the gems and all this, like, really, really, really good job on that. Like, I'll give them props for that. But the fact that the game is so far behind, we're playing an OCG format from, like, 6 months ago. There's only OCG. It's only single matches. The field looks bad. I just don't see the point of playing this over DB until there's tournaments on here. Because, like, once there's tournaments on here, like, okay, I'll just, like, grind and get to, like, high rated, and then play in the tournaments, and, like, boom. It's not like the tournaments will actually mean anything unless if we get matches in our own format. Like, it's like 6 months old format. Like, nobody cares about this format. And, like, we're playing with Maxi and VFD. Just, like, think about that. We are playing with one of the most broken extra deck monsters, and they hit it the 1 because they're actual morons, and they don't know how to build a format. Oh, VFD's a problem. If you summon it, you auto-win. God. It's like that meme, and that guy's like, guys, let's ban it. And they take him and throw him out the window, and it's like, nah, we're hitting this card down the 1. If you summon it, you win, so let's put it down the 1, right? What? You play, like, you have the best hand trap in the game in your deck. This card's ridiculous. It's not as good in this deck, because this deck has to play, like, more consistency cards and more engine cards in other decks, so you don't have as many hand traps to draw into with it. But still, like, this card applies so much pressure. Like, it's so good. It's so good versus so many decks. And the mirror match, it's not good because they just VFD you and you still lose. But, like, a lot of people know that, like, Max C's actually just, like, you know, a straight ooh-woo poggers. Like, it shouldn't be in the game. It's too good. It applies too much pressure. And, like, imagine if I go first, I get hand trapped, I end on Shen Chuchi pass and I maxi my opponent, like, are you really gonna let me draw like 8 cards and you're gonna break my board and like you don't end the game, so I just win next turn because now I have like 15 cards against your cards? And imagine if I was playing like a Trap Brigade deck where I could afford to play like, maxis plus like 10 other hand traps. You don't even have to like play Imperm because it doesn't work as well with Maxi. So now we have to like change our whole like logistics on like what hand traps are actually good or not. And you have to learn a whole new format to play this game. It's just so much wrong about it. So much wrong. But I'm not going to like sit here and talk about it more. I'll probably be streaming the game again. I just want to get high rated. That's really it. Like if you look at the ratings, like I just want to be high rated so that way like when I hate on the game, I can like actually hate on the game. It's not like some like rookie tier 1 is hating on the game, their opinion don't matter. Let's be real. They haven't played the game enough to get a good enough opinion on it. But like I'm like silver tier 2? Yeah, I'm silver tier 2. So, like, I'm, like, more than halfway, like, through the rankings. And that was just, like, one grind session. Like, it's not going to be hard to get to platinum. It's just going to be whack because I'm going to be playing with Max C and VFD. And, like, just look at this ban list, yo. Like, look at this ban list. Like, there's actually, like, not too much wrong. Like, Mystic Mind banned, like, whatever, that's fine. But, like, Dragoon banned, like, no one in TCG plays that card anymore. If they do, it's just, like, for, like, going second. Which is crazy, because, like, you'd think it'd be really good going first, but it's really just for going second, because Enforcer's way better at going first. They, like, Vanity's Emptiness at 1. Why? Like, if a card's so good, why would you put it at 1? Because nobody's going to build their deck to play around it now. Dryden's at 1, Toad's at 1, ABC Buster's at 1, Astrograph is at 1, Reincarnation's at 1, VFD, Darkworm, Scorpio, Double Iris, Chrono. Like, a lot of these hits just don't make sense until you realize, like, it's an OCG ban list, and, like, oh, yeah, they have Electromite. Why? Nadir Servant's at 1. Why? Harp's at 1, in the same format where Gearsu is a card. Like, it's kind of crazy. They have more semi-limited cards than you ever should. Memories of Hope should never be at 2. Neither should Curse, neither should Meltdown. Literally none of these cards should ever be at 2 besides Malicious. Malicious is the only one that makes sense at 2 because it actually matters on how many copies you have exactly. I guess like you could somewhat say the same thing about Gamma, but that card should just be at 3. I mean, it's a pretty good hand trap. It's a really good hand trap, but, you gotta put the driver in your deck. There's no way OCG thinks Gamma is better than Max C. Like, Max C is at 3, while Gamma's at 2. Like, that just blows my mind. Okay, but, no, okay, I'm done with this now. I'm about to go record some actual gameplay, some DB rated. So, with that being said, the DB Grinder, signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe.